All right, so welcome to this week, and this topic is going to be financial statement use and value. In other words, the way we use our financial statements that we have can actually give us quite a bit of information. So let's jump right into financial statement value and use. And the best way to do this is through some examples. And so if you take a look at the examples I've written for you here, the first one is to look at is percent change. A lot of times we're given values, like for example, in 2017, we had assets of 209,000, but in 2018, we had assets of 329,000. Now that's a change of 120,000. This doesn't really help us by itself. So if we can take this change and put in some measure of value, it's a percent relative value, and that's what I've done in my example here. In fact, anything you want to look at as a percent change, what you need is you need the change value. So assets went up by 120,000, or income changed. Whatever change you're looking for, cost of production, you just take that change and divide it by the original value, which sometimes is called base, and you get my example here. So the example is we've got 329,000 came from 209,000. That's a $120,000 change. It started at 209,000. So if you're communicating with someone, it's really a 57% growth in asset value. So calculating percent value can be important. Let's look at another example. Not just percent change, but sometimes it's just the cost per unit. So that's the next example. Really any area can apply here. So you could look at cost of feed, cost of vet medicine, total cost. If you're looking at crop production, which is my example here. So what we're looking at that would have been livestock. If you're looking at crop production, there's another example. That example is going to be, let's just say that our total production cost in corn is $1.2 million. Now that's on 3,500 acres at 105 bushel corn. That's $1.2 million to produce 367,500. So then what's the average cost? It's $3.27 per unit. So really it's just like anything. If we have a total value divided by the unit, you'll get cost per unit. In this case, it's $3.27. That's going to help us a whole lot when we're talking about how profitable are we and we know our marketing. So if I'm marketing corn at $3.56 a bushel, I know what my cost and my profit will be. This is really an example of break even. Now when we think about break even, we ought to also talk about what's the minimum price. Now that's not going to be total cost, that would have just been variable cost. So things like fertilizer, insecticide, herbicide, what did that look like divided by quantity? That wouldn't give you break even, that would give you a minimum price. What we looked at was total cost, which would be total cost divided by quantity, which is break even. So you've got a couple of different ways to look at this. Hopefully this helps in using unit analysis. Thanks.